No, not that easy. Oh man. Will he send it? I really don't think so. Flash is being too good when we drive together. Being too good, being too good, being too good, being too good.
Hello, Flash Dagger here, and have we got a race for you full of excitement, full of chaos, amazing racing, and one in a million events. We're at Sardegna A, but in the reverse layout, we've got the soft and the medium tyres, which will play a part of strategy and play a big part later on in the race, so stay tuned for that. As we get ready to start off, wait, Flash, hold on a second. Do you think there might be chaos at the start of the race? Of course there's going to be chaos at the start of the race. 16 cars starting on a long straight into a heavy braking zone with custom slipstream. What could possibly go wrong? And with that said, we're off. We've got Elias in P1, myself in P2, and Digit in P3. There's no lift at the kink in the straight. We're going to bring it into this heavy braking zone, see what's going to happen. Elias onto the brakes. I'm just following through down the second gear into first, and we'll pause it right there. I think you can see it's all about the kickoff. It's all about the go wrong. But before we continue on with the race, let's take a little look at the lap itself and what makes this reverse layout so different. So we're coming down the straight in 6th gear. There's a little kink on the right hand side. It's not flat out. We're going to give a little lift for comfort across the grass using the full width. A penalty for a corner cut, and you can hit in, braking at the bush, down the second, into first, bite into that apex, 2nd gear. Gradually coming on the throttle. Important, you do not want to spin up the wheels. That will cost you time. Silence is faster, even though it sounds less aggressive. A fast right-hander, which is a blind exit. You just got to commit to this one, and this is dictated by blind exits and fast left and right, shifting the weight. Down to second, down to first, kick into that hairpin, and push out again in second. That was completely silent, which is important for the traction and the speed out of the corner. Again, another blind exit, really important this one. Down to 3rd gear, we're going to coast that one in. Exit in 3rd, as brave as you like. Too much and you will get snap oversteer. It will throw you back into that wall. It will happen time and time again. Into this quick section here, very important section, really hard to get the throttle control right. You can see here, 95% of throttle held just for the minimum speed to carry through. Down to the final section, coming across, coasting across the curbs. Determined and specific downshifting to make sure we don't get any engine braking and control the maximum speed to use the camber to bring it across the line. We're going to get a .377, which was good enough for top 25 in the world. And now that said, we're back to the race, and you can see now in 3, 2, 1, bomb sight. And that in itself has created the gap that we needed. So we've got Elias in P1, myself in P2, Digit in P3, and a gap to the chasing pack because of that chaos at turn 2, the hard braking zone. As you can see, we're just going to push it through here, really holding a straight line and trying to work together at this stage. I think we're all pretty aware of what's going down, what's happening. We've got the German who's going to come into play in effect later on in this race in P4, and a Spaniard and the Italian following closely behind now. Elias, there's very, very strong slipstream, so we're closing up very fast on Elias, but we're just going to hold off. We're not looking for any overtaking maneuvers at this stage. We just want to get ourselves through nice and clean. And there's that snap oversteer that we were talking about earlier on. Too much throttle early on. Medium tyres were starting on, all three of us here in the front runners. Cold tyres and snap oversteer. I've lifted, as you can see, just to let Digit through. It wasn't the time to fight it. It's about getting ourselves away from this chasing pack, as you can see behind, and making sure that we stay away from the chaos. So I think I made the right decision there, just to lift. I made the mistake, let Digit through, lose one position rather than losing the whole race or bringing everyone back into it. So as we come across the line for lap 1, you can see the gap is there, but we got P4. He's chasing us down quite quickly, going a lot quicker than we expected. As we finish off and skip to the end of lap 2, and we'll have another little look behind us just to see. You can see he's closed that gap right down, and in fact he's probably going to be the fastest driver on the track at the moment. So yeah, you can see he's just putting the fastest lap there, and the four of us are clustered together. You can see us coming through this fast zone here. There's a couple of us little skimming. Elias has hit the wall, Digit's got the pass done, I've gone for the pass. Elias has kept his nose in. The German is looking, but he has conceded the corner. But we're all now bunched together. It is a race of 4. So this is developing into something very interesting now. So we're going to just keep on going, keep our nose clean, do the best we can do to stay out of trouble, and come along with a fast little tap for Elias just to keep him in there. It is a slipstream race. And you can see the Italian, he's got a penalty, so there was the 5 of us, but it looks like he's going to really struggle to keep with this leading pack. We've obviously got Digit, who would be the fastest driver on track, pushing the pace. I'm just another little bump draft for Elias to keep us all bunched together into this killer right-hander, which can be a bit devastating. Little bit of a tap saying hello, that's all it was. A little hello for Elias. However, I may say hello to him a little bit more enthusiastically later on in the race, so keep your eyes open for that. But ultimately, I just want to keep us all in the group. I'm not here to fight anyone. It's too early in the race. So you can see there that the Italian's taking his penalty. It is the 4 of us, and we are bunched together. We're just going to finish up lap 3, and we're going to come on to the straight for lap 4. Looking behind me there, the German thankfully hasn't had the best of exits, so he's not going to be an attacking threat going on to lap 4. Now, this is the fast corner. It's very, very difficult. As you can see, all 4 of us in a row just bringing it in there, looking out to the right hand side, and I've clipped the wall. He's clipped the wall as well, the German. I have to stabilise myself, and I've broken a bit too. Hello Elias, that was a bit more enthusiastic that time, sorry. Little tap, thankfully no harm, no foul. He's still in the race, but my mistake. It was just very, very difficult to manage the amount of slipstream that we had, and with the knock on the wall, completely changed my pace and my braking zone. But we're on lap 5, and you can see we're looking behind us now. The German's beginning to fall off. He's beginning to fall off the pace, so it seemed to be a bit much for him. Now, as we come in to finish off lap 5, we can see that in fact the German was on soft tyres, so that's where the early pace came from. So this is now really beginning to determine the nature of the race. He's on the softs, an alternative strategy. We're on the mediums. We're now on lap 6. We're hitting into that pit window. 6 is an early pit stop for an undercut. 7 would be the optimal strategy, and pitting on lap 8 would be more of an overcut to save for your tyres for a better finish and a stronger finish towards the end. But as it stands, heading into lap 7, this is where the race is really going to take shape, with the 3 of us leaders at the front. This is where decisions are going to be made, and this is where, and you can see the Spaniard there just coming in, Camaro. Keep an eye on him. He's done the early undercut in lap 6, so we'll keep an eye on him for later on. But the 3 of us now know we cannot afford to take things easily here. We have to make sure we keep the pace high, or we could be under threat from the undercut. So we're just going through nice and easily as you go, cruising round, just making sure we can get around as fast as possible to see who's going to do what. So a bit of a jockeying for position. And we can see here Digit makes a little bit of an error, catches the rear off the hairpin. Elias has carried more speed. He's decided he's not going to filter in. He is going to go for the overtake. They're now side by side. I'm sitting behind. You can see a couple of little lifts from me because I'm just watching what's happening here, watching. No one Digit says I'm not very aggressive, but when the timing's right, coming into a pit window, it's time for decisions to be made. And you can see Elias has just hit the wall. Digit had to go wide. There's a gap opening. It's going to be 3 wide. We're going for it. We're going to put it down 3 wide through the hairpin. Can we carry it? Can we make no contact? Yes, we can. Early on the power, and we've made the move. It's 2 for 1 through the fast left-right-hander. Get a replay of that, and I want to see this replay, not for my move, but I want to give credit to the other drivers. So Elias has just hit the wall. Digit now has to pull off to the right. It's opened the gap. If it wasn't for the drivers who I trust, I would not have made this move. Elias onto the brakes first, shorter distance to the apex, holds it nice and neat. Digit on the right hand side, giving full respect to space. Absolutely no contact whatsoever. It's a 1 in a million. Too wide through a chicane is great, and no contact 3 wide double overtake through a chicane. I've never experienced it in 5 years in this game, and I can only say it's down to the drivers I was driving with, not just down to myself. So I want to give credit to both Elias and Digit for just an excellent driver and excellent moments.
Flash in the middle. Oh, 3 wide, 3 wide. I cannot let... Oh! One mistake, losing 2 places. Nice one, Flash, nice one. Now we are talking. Now we are talking.
So back to the race. Digit really enjoyed that. We all enjoyed that little moment. But I'm actually leading the race now. On lap 7. Optimal pit window. There's no reason whatsoever for me to do anything untoward. I'm going to bring it in on lap 7 for the pit, and I'll be followed closely by Elias, but Digit's going to stay out, so that's going to be very important. Now what I want to talk to you about here is this direction of the track and this direction of the pit is very unique. So watch our speed here, 125 on the apex. That's about 30 miles per hour slower than on a flying lap. Now keep that in mind, because for the pit window, the overcut works exceptionally well on this track, because you don't just have to come out ahead, you only have to come out ahead enough to hit that apex, because then the cars behind you will have to slow down or it will be absolute chaos. So we're now on our right lap. Elias is a faster driver than me, probably got about 2/10 of me race pace per lap, but he's also a very smart and clean driver, like we saw going through the fast chicane with just how controlled he is. He knows what's going on here. He knows it's not a race between us two at this stage. We're now racing Digit. It's about us two getting through here as quickly as possible. He's of no threat to me. He needs to make sure we both get past him at the pit exit to the fast kink on the left-hander before the heavy braking zone. So that's what the race is right now. You can see in the map, Digit's bringing it round to the final bend. He's going to be bringing it into the pits this lap, but we need to make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure we have enough speed to get past him. He's into the pits now. What's it going to be? That 19 seconds is right on the limit of will we beat him, will we not beat him? Double upshift to third, pushing out. It's going to be close. So he's now in the pits. We can see that he's going to go from the mediums onto the soft tires, or up to 5th, up to 6th. Where's it going to be? Is he coming out? He's coming out now. He's on the softs. Where is he? He's on the left-hand side. Is he going to make it to the... No, we just about get him. You can see both of us get him. However, Digit is right on us now. He has the slipstream. We didn't break slip from him. So now the race is on to the end. Down to first gear, second gear, pushing out. A little bit of a slide there. We're really urgent with the aggression now, because we know this is a 3-horse race. Bringing into fourth gear, cruising around, pushing out as early as possible to carry as much speed. We skip on to the end of lap 9, and we're a little bit closer bunched together. Second gear exit that time, really couldn't decide whether second or third was best. But as you can see, Elias is very close. Digit is still capturing that slipstream. Elias is going for the move. Probably a really good decision for him, knowing that I'll be the first to battle Digit. And this is where it all begins to go wrong for me. I've just killed my speed. I've come across the line. I've got myself a 1 second penalty by hitting the barrier, coming far too narrow. And for me, it's looking now like curtains. We're fighting for the race win, and now it's looking like we're just going to have to probably take home P3. And this is where I can be aggressive, but watch this. We just lift, okay? It's a daily race, as exciting as it is, and it's good to fight. It's a daily race, right? I'm here for fun. I'm not here to ruin anyone else's fun. Digit is now in the race. There's a great battle to be had from Elias and Digit. I don't want to get in that way. So I've got a penalty. I'm thinking to myself, I'll just bring it home for P3. And then I'll look at P4 and realise that the early pitter who did the undercut, the Spaniard and the Italian, are only 2 seconds behind. And I've got a 1 second penalty, which should equate to about 2 seconds of lost time. So now all of a sudden, not only am I not racing for the race win, I might not even get third place now. So I have to keep a look at this delta to see where it comes down to. So I'm going to hit this penalty now. I'm going to get into second, keep the revs high. I'm going to look behind me. Look at that delta coming right the way down. It's now under 1 second. Oh my goodness, with strong slipstream, this is going to be incredibly close. Get into that, thankfully get a good exit. Really powerful exit to keep some form of a gap. They're just fringing on the radar there. They're hovering like they're just ready to pounce, and this slipstream is strong. We've got the Italian in P4, the Spaniard in P5. We've got Digit and Elias having their own battle. I just need to commit and absolutely send it through here. I cannot afford to lose any time. Into the heavy braking zone, down under 2 tenths. Onto the second last lap. Again, need a good exit, powerful out, confidence. It's giving me a couple of tenths of a gap. I'm holding them to 4 tenths, but it's probably not going to be enough at the start finish line for the straight, so I just have to be brave with every exit to hold as much time as possible. We're coming into this left-hander, another opportunity with a slow corner and better tyres than the 2 early pitters to get a good exit. Can we hold them off? Can we make sure that they do not capture in and close down that gap? And we can see us side by side from Elias and Digit. They're changing positions. Digit's now taking the lead. We'll have it up to 4th and spin it on a little bit further. And you can see that gap behind us is closing right down. They're right on me. Look at that radar. 2 of them hovering, looking for me. As we look ahead, we can see, hold on, Elias is slowing down. So Elias has had a penalty as well. It got us to 1 tenth in P4. We're going to bring it in for the final time into this corner to get one last good exit. Can we open that gap up? Yes, we can. We've had one very strong exit. And just when we needed it most, just when we needed something to help us retain speed, we have Elias in P2. He's had a penalty and he's just brought us into slipstream range to give us a bit of a tow down the final straight. Now there's the potential for P2 as well. Is that possible? Let's have a little look to see. Bring it in. We get him down to 6, 7, 8 tenths. It's pretty close. But at this stage, I think it's going to be a little bit too much. Yes, it's going to be too much for us. However, we have been able to hold on to P3. What an absolutely outstanding race as I weave across to say excellent race. I think we finished in the order we deserve. Digit was fastest. Elias was faster than me, but one hell of a race. And that moment going through the chicane, the left, right, 3 wide with 2 drivers you can trust to race well. You don't see a 3 wide clean with a double overtake very often, if at all. So I just want to say congratulations to Digit and Elias. Absolutely fantastic racing. I enjoyed that thoroughly, and if you enjoyed that, I've got a couple of races on screen for you now to choose from. Some of them are my best races, and some are my movie style videos. Have a little watch of them, and if you want, you can hit the like button and subscribe and let me know what your thoughts are on the race, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.